Back in the country, living on the double E, in the sunshine of her life. There's a ready young filly, but Mom and Daddy won't let her leave. Mom and Papa won't let her go. But when they go out dancing.
Hey, 12-volt diaries here. Tonight, I've been camped here for about three days now. I really found a nice spot that I really like. I've spent quite a bit of time here actually. It is right in the middle of a large cross-country ski area. Not really cross, more backcountry skiing. There's no track sets or grooms or anything like that. There's no grooming here. It's just a series of cabins linked together by old logging roads that serve as great ski trails for accessing, and the clear cuts are awesome too for getting some turns if you've got some sturdier equipment. Anyway, it's just there's a lot to do here, and yeah, it's a perfect place for a van lifer to kind of chill and disconnect from the grid for a little while, especially if you want to save some money. You just load up on your groceries and check out. There is no such thing as spending money up here. No way to do it. It just can't even happen. There is no cell service here, so you can't even get online and spend some money that way. Although you do have to kind of check in with some friends and tell them why you're off grid and why you're not responding to their text messages and emails and liking their Facebook posts for a number of days or even weeks. I myself right now, I'd like to talk about a bunch of things. I'm gonna probably record a couple of videos here, maybe even tonight if I feel like talking about stuff. But right now, I'd like to talk about heat again. I said I'd do a follow-up video on my kerosene heater, as the heater that I use for a backup. I have since sorted it out. I had some complaints when I first unboxed it and started using it. Didn't think it was going to actually even be usable for me. But since then, I have actually sorted a few of the issues out. Naming the main one was transportation, and it was leaking kerosene all over my bus. Now I've realized that to get around that problem, you just have to remove the fuel tank from the heater and store it separately, and that resolved that problem. So now we don't have kerosene all over my bus, and I am very happy about that, because the pluses are this thing is rated for 400 square feet, and I have probably about 50 or 60 square feet. So as soon as I turn the kerosene heater on, it cooks. My bus becomes a sauna. It is absolutely fantastic. I could just, I just use my other heater as a primary, and I don't even touch that. I don't even know if I get a little bit of a chill or something like that. It's a beautiful propane heater. It's a set it and forget it situation. I just right now I haven't even turned the dial past 1. It's sitting at low, and Maybe I can turn this around. Let's see if I can do that. Nope, can't do that. So you can see here, hopefully, the temperature outside right now is 19 degrees. Sorry, inside is 19 degrees. Outside is 1 degrees Celsius. And if I switch that to Fahrenheit, we got 33 outside and 66 inside. That doesn't really seem right. But yeah, I guess that's what it is. Yeah, that doesn't lie. So there we go, 19 and 1. So it is actually quite warm outside right now. Warmer than it has been in a few days. And it's still, I just keep the heater on low. And it is nice and toasty in here, being 19 degrees. So what I'll do is demonstrate the kerosene heater at this point, which I'm actually a fan of. I like it. I'm not regretting the purchase of it. It is quite nice. I'm very, very happy with it. So I'm going to stop and flip the camera over. All right, so here we have, please don't mind the mess. It's getting a little, well, I live in here and I didn't bother cleaning up for this video, so whatever, deal with it, people. Here is the kerosene tank, and so I'm going to go ahead and put it into the heater using one hand. Hopefully that works for me. Okay, here we go. And slide it into there. And there she is. Close the hatch. And I'm gonna open up this cage. And what I need now is my lighter. So this has a set of batteries in the back that came with the heater, and they're just cheap batteries, and I guess they were dead, so they never worked since the start. So I've been manually lighting it ever since I bought it, because the batteries didn't work from day one, and now I'm so used to doing it this way that I haven't even bothered to get the batteries going. So here we go. There's your flame, and set that down there, and that's it. So kerosene heater is now fired, and this is so reliable, no finicking around. As with the propane heater being a problem for that, every time I have to light the propane heater, I have to light the pilot light first, and then the pilot light normally goes off a couple of times, and then I gotta relight it, and then the thermocouple kicks in, and then all of a sudden it starts to work. But you know, you're always crossing your fingers, and if you're outside somewhere, friends' houses, out at the bar or pubs or something, whatever, and you come back to your van and it's freezing cold, like the other night it was -10, and you know, my van was like an ice cube sitting in the middle of the parking lot across from the local pub, and I was really not, like, that was not very nice. I was like, oh my god. But this sucks. But this kerosene heater will light every time very easily, and it will heat this fan from -10 to room temperature within 10 minutes. 10 minutes flat, you're taking your jacket off. Maybe even 5, like under 10 minutes, you can take your jacket off and you're happy and warm. So here is the propane heater. This one, let's see if I can get some more light going on here. This one is beautiful. Now, I would absolutely recommend this heater to anyone who's starting from scratch, looking for a heat source. If you're going to be living in your van through the winter in Canada, parts of the United States that are cold, this heater is amazing. It uses absolutely no electricity, and I don't even know if this thing is available anymore. I bought this bus off an old guy who installed this probably 30 years ago or 20 years ago or whatever. Yeah, it is absolutely the bomb. I've had about 8 different C-class RVs and B-class RVs over the years, and they have all had forced air furnaces, which completely, they'll drain your batteries right now. This thing uses virtually no electricity. I think it's actually hooked up for the thermocouple, but that uses absolutely nothing. I had a really weak battery before that I had to get changed, and I've replaced that with a big deep cycle battery, and even with that weak battery, this thing did not even draw it down at all. So now with the deep cycle battery, I'm sure I don't even think this thing actually uses any electricity. I just saw some little 12 volt wire going towards the back of it, and maybe if I disconnected that it wouldn't work. I don't know, but in any case, it takes virtually no electricity to run this thing at all. So there you go. Here's the burn box. It vents everything outside, so there's nothing going inside the cabin. All the fumes from the propane, there's a heat exchanger here, and all the heat comes out right here, and it's just beautiful. And that is sitting on just between low and 1, and it's holding 20 degrees in here, no problem. So awesome. Love this thing. Yeah, if you're starting from scratch, try and find one of these things, because man, it is the bomb diggity. So here we go. Here's the kerosene heater. You want to have a nice blue flame just like that coming out the top of it. And so this thing is running absolutely as it should right now. And it is pumping out heat like crazy. 10,000 BTUs. I'm sure it's pumping out all 10,000 right now. And it's going to be shooting up interior temperature quite quickly. And we'll just take a little gander and see what's going on outside here. Ooh. I don't see much, can't see much. Just all by myself in about a 5-acre lot here. Some flurries coming down. There's my skis ready for tomorrow morning when I get up and have my coffee and another nap and a few other things, and basically get to the point where I'm like, yeah, okay, now it's time to go skiing. So they're sitting outside getting cool, keeping cool, and yeah, that's it. Nice and warm, nice and toasty. It's been on for a few minutes. This thermometer's slow at catching up, but it's showing a 1 degree increase now. But I'm feeling a lot more warmth than that already. That thing will just catch up over a little bit of time. Anyway, that's it for heating. Also, I have actually, here's one more thing I did is went and got some pink 1/2-inch foam board insulation and applied that to each window in the schoolie. So all the school bus windows are these 1/2-inch panels I cut out just perfectly, and they just form fit, like they just compress right into those window frames, and that made a huge difference as well. So, and then around here I've blocked out the front with a couple of these panels, and that also made a big difference. So now I've got a curtain. I could put another panel there, and if it gets really cold, like later on in January, -20s or whatever, I don't know, we'll see. Right now it seems to be just fine the way it is. So my heat sources are just on idle and keeping room temperature quite easily. So that's it. I think in the next video I'm going to talk about what the fundamental things are for winter camping and living in your van, not just camping, but living in your van throughout the winter. All right, that's it.
When the red light shines on the streets of hate, where the devil dines, who knows what he ate? It's a simple thing, trying to stay afloat. The captain said, without his boat, some things are getting better, other things a little worse. It's a situation much like a curse.